Hey everybody, welcome back to Women Carry Knives. On the table in front of us is the drop-produced Ferrum-Forged design Mordax, manufactured by Protech. And you can't go wrong with Protech, just saying. This knife runs for $240. The original one was one of the most popular designs by Ferrum-Forged, and now they have created this one that has some pretty cool changes. The aluminum handles, which will give it a more lightweight feel, so it's going to weigh less, but yet it is still in the CPM 20CV blade steel, which is awesome. You now have the button lock feature, which I think is really cool. I love the button lock. Now, this knife does have 10 options, which that's just crazy. Basically what it is you have 5 colors. I know of the black, the dark gray, the light gray, the blue, and I believe green are the 5 colors. You do have milled or non-milled. You also have a choice. You have a drop point blade, stone washed, or you can also pick the DLC version. And this is a flat saber grind. So, you know, if you're choosing, you have a lot of variants out there. You can get whatever you want, which that alone is pretty cool that you have so many choices to choose from. This knife has just been wonderful. It rides in the pocket so nicely. It is a little bit of a, you know, medium to large size knife, but it feels great in hand. I love how it feels in hand. I love the fidget factor of this knife. You do have your flipper tab, so you are able to flip it. You also have your button lock, so you are able to deploy it that way if you choose. Yeah, I mean, a wonderful knife. I've been super happy with it. Now, your flipper tab does have a bit of jimping on there. It does stick out quite far. So if you guys can see that, you know, it is out there a little ways. It probably could have been a bit smaller, but for the most part, you know, if you're using the button lock, it's not getting in the way. The flipper tab, you're not going to have any problems with that. Very smooth, not quite chamfered edges, but very smooth, which I do like that. Okay, like I said, this is an aluminum handle. For those of you that are my lefty friends, this is another one I'm reviewing that is a right hand tip up carry only. However, you do have a deep pocket clip on there. You are going to be hanging out of pocket about 1/4 inch, but there's something about this knife, the way it's riding in the pocket, that I absolutely love. It's super comfortable. Like I said, in hand, this is a great knife. It feels really good. You can see, you know, if you want to look at it this way, I could probably still get 2 more fingers on there, but for those of you with the larger hands, it's not going to be a problem. Now, you do have a finger toil up here. What I can use as a finger toil. Now, if you do have larger fingers, you may, pardon me, you may not be able to use it. But being that I have small hands, I am able to get my finger in there. So I do love that. If I didn't mention, this is anodized aluminum. So the size-wise, let's take a look here. So you are looking at about a 3.5 inch blade or so. Your handle length is going to be just over 4.5 inches. Like a hair, they even called it 4.6 inches. So your overall length is going to be 8.25 inches. So size-wise, I'm going to call it a larger knife, just generally because, not because of the handle, simply because of the length of the knife. Now, if we want to compare that to the Rat Model 1, you can see that the Rat is still a bigger knife. If we want to put it next to the Bug Out, let's go ahead and move these down a bit. If we want to stick it next to the Bug Out is definitely smaller. So we'll line these all up on this line here. If we're looking at it, you know, I guess I would call it in between a medium and large size knife. Definitely not medium to small by any means whatsoever, but it is a great knife. Like I said, I've really been enjoying it. I love the fidget factor on it. It's pretty awesome. It's good for a large hand. It is also good for a small hand. And the Therapeutic Edge is walking around here looking like a zombie right now. I think he's a little tired. But anyways, you get the idea, you guys. This, so far, I've been super happy with it. It looks like it's actually a, is that a Torx screw, hon? I can't see. I have my contacts in. So it looks like a Torx screw, which is awesome because, you know, most people with knives have a Torx set, which is very cool. You do not have a lanyard spot in here, which I did not notice. So those of you that like to have lanyards, no such luck, to put it nicely. Again, I am really enjoying this knife. I think it has been a great knife. Fidget factor wise, this is the second, if you saw my review a couple days ago, I did the Real Steel Griffin, which is also a button lock. I'm really enjoying the button locks a lot. To me, they're a little bit easier to access than the Access or the Able lock. But I think overall, this is a great knife. So if you're looking for a upscale knife made by ProTech, you definitely want to grab the Ferrum Forge Mordax. All right, you guys, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comments section. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you here all the time. Don't forget to hit that like button. It does help out the channel. And if you have a few moments, go ahead and check out my web store. I'm going to be adding new things to that constantly. And that's all we've got for this evening. Thank you again so much for joining me. Until next time.